Good morning, all. In this lecture, we are going to study about the steps for compiling and executing the programs. A compiler is a software program that analyzes a program developed in a particular computer language and then translates it into the form that is suitable for execution on a particular computer system. Figure below shows the steps that are involved in entering, compiling, and executing a computer program developed in the C programming language, and the typical Unix command that would be entered from the command line. Step 1. The program that is to be compiled is typed first into a file on the computer system. There are various conventions that are used for naming files. Typically, be any name provided the last two characters are .c or file name extension .c. So, the file name, for example, program1.c, might be a valid file name for a computer program. A text editor is usually used to enter the C program into a file. For example, VI is a popular text editor used on Unix systems. The program that is entered into the file is known as the source program because it represents the original form of the program expressed in C language. Step 2. After the source program has been entered into a file, then proceed to have it compiled. The compilation process is initiated by typing a special command on the system. When the command is entered, the name of the file that contains the source program must also be specified. For example, under Unix, the command to initiate program compilation is called cc. If we are using a popular GNU-C compiler, the command we use is gcc. Typing the line gcc program1.c or cc program1.c. In the first step of compilation process, the compiler examines each program statement contained in the source program and checks it to ensure that it conforms to the syntax and the semantics of the language. If any mistakes are discovered by the compiler during this phase, they are reported to the user, and the compilation process ends right there. The errors then have to be corrected in the source program by the user, and then the compilation process must be repeated or restarted. Typically, errors reported during this phase of compilation might be due to an expression that has unbalanced parenthesis, that is syntactic error, or due to use of variable that is not defined, that is semantic error. Now, coming to the step 3, when all the syntactic and semantic errors have been removed from the program, the compiler then proceeds to take each statement of the program and translate it into a lower form that is equivalent to the assembly level language program needed to perform the identical task. After the program has been translated, the next step in the compilation process is to translate the assembly level language statements into actual machine level language instructions. The assembler takes each assembly level language and converts it into a binary format. Binary format is 0 and 1, known as object code, which is then returned into another file on the system. This file has the same name as the source file under Unix with the last letter as O for object instead of a C. Step 5. After the program has been translated into the object code, it is ready to be linked. This process is once again performed automatically whenever the cc or gcc command is used under Unix. The purpose of linking phase is to get the program into the final form for execution of the computer. If the program uses other programs that were previously processed by the compiler, then during this phase the programmer are linked together. Programs that are used from the system's program library are also searched and linked together with the object program during this phase. The process of compiling and linking a program is often called as building. The final linked file, which is an executable object code format, is stored in another file on the system, ready to be run or executed. Under Unix, this file is called a.out by default. Under Windows, the executable file usually has the same name as the source file, with the C extension replaced by an exe extension. Step 6. To subsequently execute the program, the command a.out is used. It has an effect of loading the program called a.out into the computer's memory and initiating its execution. When the program is executed, each of the statement of the program is sequentially executed in turn. If the program requests any data from the user, it is known as the input. The program temporarily suspends its execution so that the input can be entered by the user. Or the program might simply wait for an event, such as clicking the mouse or clicking the enter button, etc., to occur. Results that are displayed by the program is known as the output. Appear in the window. Sometimes it is called as console. If the program does not produce the desired results, it is necessary to go back and reanalyze the program's logic. This is known as debugging phase, during which an attempt is made to remove all the problems or bugs from the program. To do this, it will most likely be necessary to make changes to original source program that are used for compiling and execution of a statement.